Hey guys, Road Warrior back here. I just was recently asked some stuff about the Club Series lures and what I thought of them. With that being said, I'm just going to put up a kind of a quick review and just kind of test some of these out. I went through on a couple links and stuff. Main ones I will be covering is the ones that I kind of stuck out to me. Would be the X Series Glow Shad, the club, or excuse me, the Club Series Glow Shad, the Club Series Single Spoon, and this one as well, this Club Series spinner. I do wish that was barbless. That'd be good for spin the trout, that sort of thing. As well as this jig here, the 3/4 3/0 bass jig. I will test that out at a spot I think that that might be designed for. Now also, if you do look in the terminal tackle, click on your terminal tackle, come over here with your plus pad or your directional pad, go to new. You will also see I did purchase these Club Series hooks 6.0 and the 8.0. I did not purchase the 4.0 because I do have the X Series 4.0. Did not purchase or cover the Club Series Sport Float. To me, I'm not saying that's not a cool thing, to have. It's cool looking. However, I don't see where that's going to be beneficial as far as a bite rate or that sort of thing. But nonetheless, if that's something you're into, then that is available. Now, again, for me, just to free up space, I'm just removing the 6.0s and 8.0 hooks out of my tackle box to free up inventory space. Again, since there's no X Series 6.0 or 8.0, that's kind of my thoughts there. Now, as far as you being able to get these, there's only two ways that I know of right now. You can buy the Club Enthusiast pack that does come with 3,000 club tokens or club coins that you can use in here in the shop. And I do think this is a cool thing that they added. And here's why. For some people that may not, have taken up the game, maybe they don't have an X Series Shad, that sort of thing, and the only way they can get it is comps. But that's kind of cool that they've added that so people can obtain these lures and that sort of thing for simply either placing in a tournament or spending their money. So it's kind of a faster track to give something comparable to X Series gear that they might not otherwise be able to obtain. But you can get these. It was $9.99 for the US dollar, so I did spend the money on that, as well as it does come with the hat, the Club Series hat as well, that does carry 5 tackles, which is nice. Um, you can throw a light over that, unlike the hat that you get from the big top hat that you get from the Irish, the St. Patty's Day hat. Now you also get the sunglasses that come with that as well for that $10, and that's 10 US dollars. Now I will in the upcoming clips just kind of show you the main ones that I wanted to test out and just kind of see, if they're worth it, are they worth it, that sort of thing. In upcoming clips, I'll just kind of show you just small samples of me showing you those lures in action in the event that you're contemplating buying them, and I will talk you through the rest of that video then. Okay, guys, now going on here, starting out with the Club Series Glow Shad 6-inch. I am on a 14.0. This is kind of a small sample here on Perch, but I just kind of wanted to put this up and test it out for myself. Again, I did purchase the Club Enthusiast pack. It was $10. It does come with a lot of good stuff. Kind of a food for thought, too, as you consider buying this. Number one, do you have the money? Number two, is it going to actually make the fish bigger, that sort of thing? Probably not, but I think it's a good start as far as, kind of equaling things out for some people that are not able to get, like I said, the X Series Shad, that sort of thing. So it's kind of going to be up to you, but just from the small sample test that I've did, in other words, I don't have 400-pound perch jumping on this lure. I did a small sample yesterday as well on stream, and I've yet to catch a 400-pounder with it. But again, sometimes RNG is not on your side. Comical part here is I went to put this clip together. I almost pretty much got the max low unique perch that you could off of this thing. Again, I've been a guy that's been wanting to get the X Series ribbed shad 6-inch. So who really knows? I think a lot of times it does boil down to RNG. But if you're a guy that loves lures like I do, I jumped all over this thing just because, I love lures. I love having an assortment, that sort of thing. But I would say if you do enjoy lures, a lot of us has asked, for like an X Series store, that sort of thing. So that at least Fishing Planet has put this forth, got the ball rolling on it. Now I would assume 3,000 club coins do go a long ways. That's one thing that I would say. For the $10, you get 3,000 club coins, and that's a lot. And these lures aren't really that expensive. I'm kind of just cycling through here and talking as we go along. And this is something you kind of got to weigh for yourself, but I just want to show you in action. Again, this is just a small sample size on, like, I don't know, took me 15, 20 minutes to kind of cycle through here, fill up my net, do a normal routine that I would back in the day farming. When I accrued all my money here at a lot of my money here at the Congo. But again, it wasn't nothing overwhelming or shocking, but it was a nice steady bite rate. Again, this lure in particular is something that you could pair with, anything in the game pretty much, buzz bait, jig head, that sort of thing. Just kind of teach their own, but there's just kind of a quick review of the net. I did notice that nice steady bite rate with it. However, again, RNG, you just never know. Again, I caught the max low fish there, unique wise, 287 pounds with it. So just goes to show you. Moving on here to another one that I was curious about, and the obvious, it's kind of in comparison to me. This one here would be in comparison to the X Series Single Spoon 4.0. So it's another comparable thing in regards to, competitions, that sort of thing. It's a good viable option, as well as triple trout. That's the first thing that came to my mind on this. It's a good thing for people that doesn't have the X Series Single Spoon. Now, you can get those things. Look around on the internet. You can get those things without spending actual money, but it's kind of a faster track for a guy, looking to get a little bit of competitive edge or get those things in his tackle box a little early without having to do all the grinding or the 30-day stays and all the other little missions. So it's a good way for a guy to catch up fairly quick. Moving on here, I am actually trying it out. Something that came to mind for me, and sure enough, it did work. Here at Lake Sandersby, or at the Germany Lake here, going for some unique pike. I did enjoy this. I've always enjoyed this lake fishing for these things, but sure enough, I brought it over here because I'd used the X Series Single Spoon in the past. But again, another comparable or comparable lure would be that X Series Single Spoon in my mind. I used to catch them on that, as well as, the hollow spoon does work. But if you don't have the X Series hollow spoon, again, another viable option in the tournament that's usually held there in the spring in the boat series. Another option for you there as well. Moving on to the Club Series spinner. Again, I kind of wish this was more versatile. Was a half. The half ounce is great. Could be good for the new trout chase competition as well. But I kind of wish it was more versatile to where you could use it and spin the trout. You do have the X Series barbless spinner available, but for those guys looking to be competitive right out of the gates, this is not barbless, so it wouldn't qualify in that particular comp. Just kind of showing you, moving on here to another spot. This is actually the same peak, same net. Just kind of wanted to test it in comparison to the X Series 3.0 itself. Again, I think it is comparable. I keep using the word a lot, but again, comparable to the X Series 3.0. For any of the guys that might be looking to purchase this pack, again, there's a lot of, I think I bought most everything but the bobber and the 4.0 that's available right now, and I still have 2,600 club coins left, so I think that is a bargain value in my opinion, as far as being able to get right out of the gate. There's just a quick review of the net, two unique rainbow, fairly quick as well, so to me it's very comparable to the X Series 3.0 barbless spinner, or the 3.0 X Series bullet spinner, excuse me. Both of those very comparable to those. So now we're going to move on to the actual jig head here. The first thing that came to my mind is the smallies for the best 5 challenge here, going for the smallmouth bass. We were trying to get those 4-pounders. I wanted to do a test here. I wanted to get my first 5 trophy smallmouth. I did couple that with this surprisingly nice sized brown trout there, but I did want to couple this with the Irish crayfish just because it's crawls and creatures now. Anybody else could keep it, but I did keep that on there. Whatever pairing you wanted to use, but I wanted to catch 5 trophy smallies just for a small sample size, just to see out of those 5, could I get one or two 4-pound fish. As you guys know, that is a very difficult and fun comp at the same time to get those 4-pounders. Much to my amazement, I did get a 4-pounder off this coupling here. Just working it there off the bottom. Again, it's kind of showing you the, again, not to play the role of spoilers, but I ended up getting 2 4-pounders after, out of the 5 trophy smallies that I did this small sample for you guys. I was able to get 2 of them, so I think that was actually pretty good results. I will show you the net here in a second, but I did get, again, repeat, 2 4-pounders with it. And there's this quick review of the net. Out of the 5 trophy smallmouth bass, I did get 2 out of the 5 were 4-pounders. Again, small sample, but nonetheless a sample. Moving on, I wanted to work a little, first thought for me was the 6-0 Club Series. Everybody that's played Sturgeon in the Dark know the painful thing there to use a 5-0, a 6-0, Captain 7-0, 4-0. What do you do? So I kind of went through here with half of my sturgeon run. Took the time for you guys, went through. I wanted to catch 10 sturgeon. Again, just a small sample size, but I kind of wanted to just see what kind of sizes we would get out of this. Just for, sturgeon in the dark, extravaganza, that sort of thing. For any of you guys that are competitive players. So I stuck with the 6-0, stuck with the spawn sack throughout. Caught 10 fish in a reasonable amount of time. I want to say probably 26 minutes, somewhere in there, 25 minutes, somewhere about that time. So I was able to get 10 sturgeon. There's a review of the net. I only had one in the 30-pound range. Again, just a small sample size, but 3 in the 50s. That's a pretty good net off the Club Series 6-0. So moving on here. Now this here was something I thought about too. The 8-0s. Trying to target kind of the cats and night catchers kind of a routine. So I do part of it with the 8-0 with a float. Just kind of testing it out. I wanted to see if a unique did cycle on. Unfortunately, nothing shocking here. I did not get a unique with it. I went down to the 6-0. Now I'm using a bottom rod, just kind of testing that out. Again, this is something you guys can play around for yourself. But just in conclusion, I think for me, it is definitely worth the $10 just for the amount of club coins you get alone. I hope this helps you guys out, and we'll see you in the next one.